The crunch of tires on gravel snapped me out of my focus, hedge clippers frozen mid-snip. It was a harsh, jarring screech, out of place in our sleepy, suburban cul-de-sac. My heart gave a quick thud. Just minutes ago, my 12-year-old son, Ethan, was out here, crouched by the driveway, picking tiny wildflowers with that quiet smile of his. Ethan's got a condition that weakens his joints, so he wears leg braces, clunky metal ones that make every step a careful calculation. A stumble could mean a bad fall, or worse. I spun around, scanning the yard, and my stomach dropped. A massive silver pickup truck sat crooked across the sidewalk, its nose jutting into our driveway. Ethan was nowhere in sight. I tossed the clippers, panic clawing at my throat. "Ethan!" I shouted, my voice cracking despite myself. The neighborhood was dead, quiet, no lawnmowers, no kids laughing, just an eerie stillness. My sneakers pounded the grass as I sprinted toward the truck, dread coiling tighter with every step. That's when I heard it, a faint, muffled whimper from under the truck's chassis. My knees hit the pavement, gravel biting into my palms as I ducked down. There, wedged between two huge tires, were Ethan's leg braces, glinting dully. He was on his side, face twisted in pain, tears carved VYing tracks through the dirt on his cheeks. One leg was bent at a sickening angle, the brace caught under the truck's undercarriage. "Dad, help!" he croaked, voice barely a whisper. My chest seized. "Oh God, Ethan, hold on." I gasped, fighting the urge to scream. I scrambled up, checking the truck. It was idling, the low rumble a ticking bomb. One wrong shift of the gear, and those tires could crush him. Adrenaline surged as I banged on the driver's window. A woman's face appeared, sharp features, frosted blonde hair sprayed stiff, a crisp blouse with an HOA badge pinned proudly to her chest. Linda, I realized, the HOA president who ruled our neighborhood like her personal kingdom. Stories about her were legend. Fines for mismatched mailboxes, threats over Christmas lights that didn't meet her standards. She glared at me, mouthing, "What do you want?" I yanked, the door handle locked. "My son's stuck under your truck." I yelled, pounding glass. "Turn off the engine now." She cracked the window, and a waft of stale perfume mixed with exhaust hit me. "Don't yell at me," she hissed. "Your kid shouldn't be crawling under trucks if he can't walk right." Not my problem. My mind reeled. Ethan was pinned, maybe bleeding, and she was blaming him? "Please," I forced out, voice shaking. "Turn it off so I can get him out." She crossed her arms, chin tilted like she was untouchable, and snorted. Instead of killing the engine, she unlocked the door and stepped out, keys jingling in her hand like a trophy. The truck kept rumbling, a constant threat. Ethan's faint cries sliced through me. I dropped back to the ground, pressing my cheek to the pavement. "I'm here, buddy," I said, trying to sound steady. "Does it hurt too much to move?" He nodded, whimpering, my legs jammed. I glanced up at Linda, who stood there, arms folded, staring down like we were vandals. "He's damaging my property," she said, ice in her voice. "Not my fault your kid thinks it's fine to hide under my truck." My blood boiled, but I clamped my jaw shut. I'm a SWAT crisis negotiator, years of talking down armed suspects, defusing hostage standoffs. That training kicked in now, forcing me to swallow the rage. One wrong word, and this woman might do something stupid like shift the truck. "Ma'am," I said, voice low, "this is dangerous. My son's pinned. Please turn off the engine so the truck won't roll." Her eyes flickered hesitation. Maybe, but then she pressed her key fob. The engine died, and the silence amplified my pounding heart. I inched closer to Ethan, but his braces were tangled near the axle. Pulling him out could snap something. "Can you put it in neutral?" I asked Linda, desperate. "Just an inch back might help." She scoffed. "That's more effort than I'm GIVYing. Call 911 if he's really stuck. I'm not risking my truck." Rage burned my gut, but Ethan was paling, biting his lip so hard it bled. I grabbed my phone, hands shaking, and dialed 911. "My son's pinned under a truck," I told the dispatcher, voice tight. "He's disabled, can't move, and the driver won't help." They promised help was coming and told me to keep Ethan calm, not to move him. I knelt again, touching his shoulder. "Paramedics are on their way, buddy. Hang in there." Linda paced, muttering about kids these days and property values. A few neighbors peeked out, but no one approached, probably scared of her. She'd terrorized this place for years, slapping fines on anyone who dared cross her. Sirens wailed in the distance, and relief hit me like a wave. Linda, though, sighed dramatically. Great. Now you're making a scene in front of my truck. I'm going to be late. I spun on her, control slipping. Late for what? Your next power trip? The words flew out, raw with fury. She bristled. Watch it. I'm HOA president. I can fine you for endangering community safety. Maybe your kid's the real hazard. I bit back a retort, refocusing on Ethan. The ambulance screeched up, followed by a fire truck. Paramedics swarmed, one crouching beside me, wincing at Ethan's twisted leg. We need the hydraulic lift, he muttered. Linda hovered, snapping at them about scratching her paint. This truck's custom, she barked. Any damage, and I'll sue. A firefighter shot her a look, but set up the jack. I stayed close to Ethan, brushing his hair as the paramedics worked, his every wince a knife in my chest. Neighbors started gathering misses. Carter, the kind old lady across the street, gasped, hands over her mouth. Tom, a dad from down the block, offered to help stabilize the truck. Linda warned him about liability, but he ignored her. The paramedics needed Linda to shift the truck to neutral. Is that necessary? She whined. It'll mess up the alignment. I snapped, VY sound blurring. My son could lose his leg, lady. She shrugged, stomping to the driver's seat like it was a chore. The jack hummed, lifting the truck just enough. I slid my arm under Ethan's shoulders, heart hammering as they eased him out. His braces were mangled, and he moaned, clutching his knee. The paramedics strapped him to a stretcher, and I followed, ignoring Linda's voice as she griped about paint scratches. We're taking him to County General, a paramedic said. Possible knee injury, maybe a fracture. In the ambulance, Ethan gripped my hand, tears streaming. Dad, it hurts so bad, he whispered. I choked back my own tears. They'll fix you up, I promise. My wife, Emily, was out shopping. I'd have to call her, dreading her reaction. At the hospital, Ethan was whisked into an exam room. I called Emily, words tumbling out. She arrived, face pale, eyes brimming. How could someone do this? She demanded. I had no answer. The doctor confirmed ligament damage and a small kneecap fracture. Surgery might be needed. Emily stifled a sob, stroking Ethan's hair as he lay sedated, looking so small. Neighbors texted, furious about Linda's actions. Some offered to testify if we pressed charges. The police showed up, Officer Daniels, notepad in hand. I recounted everything. Linda's locked door, her running engine, her refusal to help. That's negligence, Daniels said. Maybe reckless endangerment. My hand shook. It felt deliberate, not just careless. Emily and I stayed by Ethan's side, guilt gnawing at me. I've been right there, trimming hedges. How had I let this happen? Linda kept up her campaign, spreading lies that Ethan crawled under her truck for attention. She taped a notice to our door, threatening fines for medical VYCS, like wheelchairs and public VYEW. Emily laughed bitterly. She's doubling down. Ethan, still shaken, asked, what if she locks me out again? I promised we'd stop her. The police confirmed they'd recommended charges. A neighbor, Tom, sent me a video he'd recorded Linda refusing to move the truck, shrugging off our pleas. It was gold. Ethan's surgery went well, but recovery would be brutal. New braces, months of therapy. We sued Linda for negligence and emotional distress, backed by Tom's video, paramedic reports, and neighbor statements. The DA filed criminal charges, reckless endangerment, possibly more. Linda fought back, claiming we were defaming her, even trying to ban disabled kids from sidewalks at an HOA meeting. But her grip was slipping. The board ousted her, and new rules embraced inclusive VY tie ramps. No more petty fines. At trial, the EVY Denke crushed her. The VY Deo showed her cold indifference. Paramedics described Ethan's cries. She was found guilty, sentenced to probation, community serve VYC, and fines for Ethan's medical costs. RCI VY L Suit 1, 2. Ethan pushed through therapy, his nightmares fading. One day, he paused at the spot where it happened, cane in hand, and kept walking. "Do you think she regrets it?" he asked. "That's not your burden," I said. "You survived." The neighborhood changed kinder, open. Ethan joined a wheelchair racing team, his determination shining. But that day still haunts me. My training kept me steady, but nothing prepares you for your own kid in danger. We'd won, but at what cost? What do you think? Was Linda just a power-hungry bully, or did she truly believe she was in the right? Should HOAs have this much control over our lives? Could I have done more to protect Ethan? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories that'll keep you on edge.